All right, you have gotten my first announcement, which brought you to this page where you clicked on this Let's Get Started button to get to a welcome page and this video. So let's get started. Welcome to English 150. I am Dr. Pavletic. I have been teaching at Ferris for about 6 years now, and I really enjoy working with students, especially students working in both English 150 and English 250. My education started with an undergraduate at the University of Wisconsin-Parkside in Wisconsin. I got my master's degree at Marquette University, where I specialized in British literature. And then I got my PhD at Auburn University in Alabama, where I was a split major. I focused on drama as a genre, as well as rhetoric and composition. And it's that rhetoric and composition which has made that connection to the English 150, English 250, and even some of the advanced writing classes that we do offer here at Ferris. So the information provided in this video and below this video on this welcome page is meant to help you navigate Canvas more easily and hopefully be more successful in this class. The text below does add additional information, so make sure you not only watch this video all the way to the end, but you also read the text closely. So let's get on to some basics. So first, in terms of the actual home page, everything that you need can immediately be accessed here. So the course syllabus, the course calendar are both linked here. You can also click on general information, conference sign up and information, and it's going to take you to the designated spot on the modules page for these various elements here. But if you know you're working on, say, a quiz from our textbook or an activity, you can go and click this link and it's going to take you straight there. Or if you need to work on the personal learning plan, it will take you straight there, or, so on and so forth, technology tutorials. Now, in terms of the modules, which all of these link to, if you ever want to, you can also just click on modules, and it's going to take you to this pretty extensive list right here. Now, if you go ahead and do a collapse all, it will hide some of the information that you don't need to look at. And it makes it a little bit less overwhelming. So if you know you're just interested in, I need to sign up for a conference, you can open that up and then you can click on the office hours conference booking link, and it's going to take you straight to the page necessary for doing that. Now, one of the first things that I do recommend that you do is just kind of click through Canvas, see where everything is, see what everything looks like, so you can get a sense of how the class works. That way you'll know as the semester progresses how to access information. And you can access most information from multiple locations. So I mentioned McGraw-Hill quizzes. Well, one of the things you can do to get to some of that is click on the actual Unit 1 breakdown. And you'll see that there are links to all the quizzes week by week. But you can also, back through that modules area, scroll down to where it says McGraw-Hill quizzes and activities and go straight to that quiz right there. Now, I do want to point out that the assignments here are the McGraw-Hill assignments. These are some of the larger papers you're going to be writing. They do have deadlines after all of them, so that way you'll know when they are due. If there is ever anything that does not have a deadline, and I don't think there are any of those in this class, so you can see here, if you click on assignments, it has literally every single assignment in order of when it's due, scrolling all the way through. So here's yet another way that you can access some of the assignments that you need to submit. And you'll see that there are no assignments that don't have an actual deadline. So this is going to make things easier for you in terms of keeping track of what is due, especially from your Canvas homepage where it'll have deadlines. If there are ever any changes that are made to deadlines, announcements will be posted, and then changes will be made on the calendar for the course. Now, if I go in here in the module area under general information and I click on the calendar or the syllabus, essentially Canvas is just going to laugh at me because I'm in student view, but I'm not officially a student. So it's going to give me an error message. So I'm just going to click on these tabs up here in order to show you these different documents. Now, I will apologize for the fact that these are long documents, but over the course of the years that I've been teaching, students have essentially shown me that I need to close loopholes. So the documents don't get any shorter, they just have a tendency to get longer. A lot of this information is also repeated on our homepage in terms of when my office hours are, how to book an appointment with me. Here is information on the College of Arts and Sciences specific syllabus attachment, one for university-wide. And then this is the Title IX statement, which I strongly recommend that you read so that you understand how that functions here at the university. Now, in this announcement, I am not going to read this entire syllabus. You need to go through this syllabus, and you also need to look at the course calendar in order to be able to take the syllabus quiz, which is required for this course. You don't want to lose any points because you neglected to take an open book, open source syllabus quiz to make sure that you understand the important policies for this class. But I will point out that everything you need is here with respect to course outcomes, texts. This is a list of the assignments as well as their point breakdown. And I want to touch on the fact that this might look like a very overwhelming list. All of these assignments that you have to do. But there are a lot of classes that you might take where you might be like, oh, hey, look, all I have to do is write 3 papers. But a lot of the times it's like psych, because in those classes, they want you to do regular activities, small writing assignments, other things that might be built into these final papers. But instead of just making them a part of an assignment grade, I have broken them down into individual grades, which will help you. So if you look at the fact that you have a little over 1,000 points total in this class, and then you do the math here, out of that 1,000 points, only 400 of them are actually connected to the final draft of these papers. So if you are not necessarily the most super A++ writer, you can still get a really good grade in this class just by making sure that you do the reading quizzes, do the activities, attend conferences, complete this personal learning plan. So this is meant to help balance things out because this class is where you are to learn and to develop your skill as a writer at the 100 level. And so it may look like a lot of things, but they are spread out over the course of the semester and they are designed to help balance out your grades. Now you will be assigned a permanent group for this class and you will work with them beginning with your first activity, which requires a response. You'll also do peer review with them. And the third unit is a group project. So you'll be working with them and this will give you an opportunity to get to know each other over the course of the semester before you kind of get dumped together, maybe establish some lines of communication to make that easier. We have some general descriptions for the assignments, but you're going to want to make sure that you read this closely because there are certain things where I have a very firm line in the cement regarding expectations, and you're going to want to make sure that you know them and understand them and ask any questions on them before you run into any problems. Now, I do want to also show you the calendar. I am a very firm believer in giving students all of the information they need to know upfront at the beginning of the semester. I don't release due dates. As one due date passes, the next due date becomes visible. You can literally plan your entire semester using this calendar. You'll know when all the quizzes are due, all of the rough drafts are due, everything is laid out for you. Now, again, that whole idea of things being overwhelming, I can understand that. So you can always just look at it in smaller bite-sized chunks. I do have it kind of color-coded, so you'll know when we're transferring from Unit 1 into Unit 2, and I do apologize if anybody has any issues seeing colors, and if that is the case, please reach out to me and we will work out another system to help separate the different units. But you'll be able to see where one unit starts and the other one ends if you want to just kind of keep things a little bit more unit by unit in that respect. There is another really important page that you definitely want to be very familiar with, and it is in the technology tutorials area, and it's this very first link. Now, all of these are very helpful. I want to point out here that if you don't already have Microsoft Office, you can get it for free as a Ferris student, and you will find information here. If you need directions on how to link up an Office 365 with Canvas, assignment submission, McGraw-Hill, we have tutorials for as many things as I can think of. And if you point out things I don't have tutorials for, I will try to find them. But this technology bolts and nuts is a very important page. Throughout my time teaching, there have been a lot of common things that have happened, and I've tried to address them here, such as browsers. You don't want to use Safari or Edge. You want to use Chrome or Firefox. If you're having problems loading pages, I have information here. In terms of how Canvas notifications work, I have information here. But one of the things that unfortunately I am really needing to stress, it's in writing, I'm going to say it here. If you have technical problems, Canvas isn't working, McGraw-Hill isn't working, your email isn't working, whatever it may be, do not email me first. There is a really good chance we are going to play email tag, and time is going to be lost in terms of finding a solution to your problem. If you have a problem, the first thing you should do is contact the actual company in charge of whatever technology you're using. So if there's a problem with Canvas, go over here to the Canvas help area. If you're having a problem with McGraw-Hill, go to McGraw-Hill's help. With Microsoft, whatever it is, try first the manufacturer or the creator of that product. If that doesn't work, and if you don't immediately want to jump to actually calling Ferris's IT or e-learning departments, then use your Google skills. Look at whatever program you're using, whatever problem you're running into, slap that into the Google search bar and see if you can maybe find some troubleshooting websites or places that can help you through that problem. Then, if you didn't already go to IT, your next step should be IT or e-learning to get some assistance. And then, if you still haven't found a solution, then it might be time to contact me and get me involved. But more than likely, if you have gone through those steps previously, you will have solved the problem on your own. If it does come to the point where you need to contact me, then you must explain in the email, not just the problem you are having, but all of the steps you have taken to try to solve it, and then what was or was not the result of your attempt to find a previous solution. Too much time has been wasted where I am the first person that students contact. So I recommend that you really refer back to this if you are having any issues before you contact me. Now, the one last thing that I want to kind of point out is the fact that we will be having mandatory conferences. We will be having two different types of mandatory conferences. The first mandatory conference that we will have for each of your major assignments is going to be over your first rough draft so that I can give you feedback and help you to improve before you show it to your classmates and before you submit it for a grade. The second one is a grading conference. Now, grading conferences are where we will actually meet. We will discuss your work. You will tell me what grade you believe you earned, and then you will essentially make an argument for why you earned that grade. The rubric to all of that will be used for all of the assignments can be found here at this link. There is a set of instructions. This is what the rubric looks like. So you've got detailed explanations. If you want that A++, or hopefully no one's going to be aiming for that F or 0. There are instructions in terms of how to prepare for the grading conference, why the grading conference is important. And then there is also a form that you need to complete prior to the grading conference. So first you have to make sure that you submit your final draft, and then you need to make sure that you fill out this rubric. If you show up for your grading conference and you have not completed this rubric, you cannot actually do the grading conference. And one of two things is going to happen. You're going to automatically get a 0 because you did not come prepared, which is what this sheet is all about, or we are going to have to reschedule, which is going to cause a lot of inconvenience for all parties involved. So when it comes to those conferences, there is a booking page right here, and it's going to take you to a Google Sheet where you will right-click and comment. And there are instructions for what you need to do in terms of those comments. And you'll see that all of the conference sign-up sheets are already available. So if you are definitely a planner, which is why I am mentioning this now, so if you are definitely a planner, then you can sign up for these conferences as far in advance as you want to. And I do strongly recommend that you avoid waiting until the last minute to sign up for these conferences. All of these conferences will be held virtually using Zoom, and you will click on this link right here in order to get the Zoom information. And so that will be right in this area, but it will give it to you as if you are going to be accessing either through a computer or the Zoom app on a smartphone. If you do need an actual telephone number to call because you don't have access to reliable internet or there is some other problem, please don't hesitate to contact me so I can get you that number. But it is recommended that you use Zoom on a computer for these meetings. That way we can do screen sharing, and it just makes things a lot more convenient in that respect. So hopefully this helped you in terms of getting, set up for and ready for this class. If you do have any questions, problems, or concerns, please do not hesitate to email me. I really appreciate it when students take the time to ask questions because it shows that you are invested in the class and that you are also thinking about the class. So take care. I hope you had a great break, and I look forward to working with you.